Hi, welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for April 20th, 2024, featuring a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction and two bright morning planets. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website at whenthecurveslineup.com. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:02 a.m. Central Daylight Time, followed by sunset at 7:38 p.m. Tonight, Jupiter passes 0.5 degrees to the lower left of planet Uranus in a narrow conjunction. The two planets easily fit into the same binocular field of view. Such conjunctions are rare because of the slow pace they revolve around the Sun. Jupiter completes a solar circuit every 11.8 years, but Uranus takes 84 years. In the sky, Jupiter's journey in front of the distant zodiacal stars takes that 11.8-year period. When Jupiter passes Uranus again on September 8, 2037, the more distant planet has only moved two constellations eastward, Taurus and Gemini, but Jupiter moves one complete circuit and an additional 63 degrees from tonight's position. Jupiter, Uranus, and the Moon appear in the same binocular field again on September 6, 2037. They snugly fit into the field of view. On October 3, 2037, they easily fit into a binocular field and inside a circle only 3.6 degrees in diameter. This evening, the view of Uranus and the distant starfield is hampered by the low altitude of the conjunction and the bright moon. An hour after sundown, the two planets are less than 10 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. This altitude is unfavorable because of the air's filtering effects that dims and blurs celestial objects. When looking toward the horizon, a celestial body's light travels through more air than when overhead. This longer track makes celestial objects appear redder, blurred, and dimmer. This is noticed in the red-orange colors of a rising and setting sun or moon. Secondly, the bright moonlight from the lunar orb in the eastern sky washes across the sky and hides dimmer stars. The accompanying chart in the online article shows an ideal view of the scene, without moonlight and atmospheric effects. Place Jupiter at the center of the field of view. Appearing as a star, the moon Ganymede is immediately to Jupiter's upper left. It is slightly brighter than aquamarine Uranus to Jupiter's upper right. Star Delta Arietis, brighter than Uranus, is to Jupiter's upper right. Stars 53 Arietis and 54 Arietis, dimmer than the more distant planet, are to the right. In more favorable conditions, Uranus is visible to the unaided eye in a dark location. The planet was first documented as a star possibly as early as 128 BC by Hipparchus. Through a telescope during the 18th century, William Herschel noted that it moved slowly compared to the distant starfield, a new planet. Herschel wanted to name it after England's king, but tradition held with a mythological character. While Jupiter and Uranus appear close together in the sky, they are far apart in space. Tonight, Jupiter is over 550 million miles from Earth, but Uranus is nearly 3.5 times that distance. This separation is about 1.5 times Saturn's solar distance. Try this challenging observation tonight. As Jupiter appears to move away and open a gap to Uranus, the pair is lower each evening and even more challenging to see until they disappear into brighter twilight. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky. 2 hours before sunrise, the bright gibbous moon is low in the sky, above the west cardinal direction. 4 bright planets are west of the Sun and potentially visible before sunrise. Mercury and Venus are veiled by bright morning twilight. Mercury speeds toward an unfavorable appearance in the eastern morning sky, while Venus slowly moves toward a solar conjunction and a wide swing into the western evening sky. Mars and Saturn are in the east-southeast before sunrise. This region of the celestial vault does not have any bright stars nearby to provide reference points. At 45 minutes before sunrise, Saturn is nearly 10 degrees above the horizon. A binocular may be necessary to initially identify it. In the binocular field, Mars is 6.4 degrees to Saturn's lower left. Depending on the binocular's characteristics, this might be the last morning until 2026 to see them in the same field. Saturn appears higher in the sky each morning as it rises 2 minutes earlier each day. Mars marches eastward, opening a wider gap with Saturn. The red planet rises 1 minute earlier every 2 to 3 days. In the evening sky, 3 nights before the full, pink, moon, the bright gibbous moon is less than halfway up in the southeast after sundown. It is in front of Virgo, nearly 25 degrees to Spica's upper right. Earlier today, the lunar orb occulted or eclipsed the stars of Ijava, also known as Beta Virginis, for sky watchers in Eastern Europa and Western Asia. In the Americas, the star is 2.4 degrees to the lunar orb's upper right. Use a binocular or cover the moon with your hand to see the star. 1 hour after sundown, bright Jupiter is less than 10 degrees above the west-northwest horizon in its conjunction with Uranus. Jupiter is about 10 degrees below the Pleiades star cluster. Jupiter sets less than 2 hours after sundown. The moon and the muted starry background appear farther westward during the night. 1 hour before sunrise tomorrow, the moon is above the western horizon before twilight begins. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.